Welcome to Backstage Pass. My name's Brent Wolf, and I have a very special guest with me today, Phil Hansen. He's here to talk about the Phil Hansen Football Camp for Kids. Welcome, Phil.
Good to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your camp, maybe the history of it or why you started this.
Well, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, I started in Fargo, and then a couple years ago, someone said, well, why aren't you doing it in DL? So we started in DL, and this will be our third year. It's an agility camp for boys and girls. And it's for fun. The coaches are there to help you learn a little bit about football, but if you don't want to do some of the drills, that's fine too.
You bet. What age groups can come to this?
Okay, we have 2 sessions. We go from 4 to 6 p.m. and then 6 to 8 p.m. It's on July 29th. That's next Wednesday. The first group, we go ages 5 to 9 because it's tough to have the older kids with the younger kids. They come, they go through the drills. It's about an hour and a half of drills. We've got water there. The stations are all coached by your local coaches and people around the community. When we're done, we talk about sportsmanship, and they can ask me some few questions about the NFL. And we talk about nutrition a little bit too. We do that back to back, and then the older kids come at 6 o'clock, and we do 2 sessions of it.
You bet. Now, you mentioned these drills. So what's some examples of the stations or the drills?
Okay,
a few of those.
You know, it'd be just like the football players at high school, college, and pros actually play. You got to practice. You don't just go to the game and start playing. So we've got agility drills, and we've got every station broken down. If you're a defensive lineman, we've got a defensive line drill. If you're a quarterback, we've got a really cool quarterback station this year, much improved from last year. So, and then we have kicking, we have punting, everything that you can think of that a football player would do, we have a station representing that.
So now let's say me, I'm kind of built like maybe a lineman here a little bit. Do I get to try out the quarterback drill?
Hey, what's wrong with linemen?
Nothing's wrong with linemen. I'm just not the fastest guy out there. But do I get to try throwing the ball? Do I get to be a running back for a little bit?
Yes, what we do is we rotate every station. So every 5 or 6 minutes, depending on how many kids we have there, we rotate stations. The kids will go through usually there's 12 to 15 stations, depending on the number of kids, the weather outside, but every station is represented, or every position is represented, and you just rotate through. Like I said, we've got water there, so you don't have to worry about getting dehydrated. We're going to give t-shirts out and give a few giveaways as well.
Now, one of the themes I always see with you in your camps is sportsmanship. Tell me a little bit about what that means to you and why you want to get that message out there to kids.
Well, this grant actually comes from the NFL. So some of the reasons we can put this on is through a grant from the NFL. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to create young football players, but they want sportsmanship to be the foremost priority in youth athletes who are going to be football players. And incidentally, some of the money that they use to pay for this camp actually comes from fine money from NFL players. So they're taking the money and they're using it to try to train kids to be good sports on the field.
And that's good to know. I'm a sports fan. I see those people get fined. I kind of wonder where that money goes, and it's good to see that it's benefiting and maybe counteracting some of the things they do. So
that's right.
It's good to see that go through that. More importantly here, what's the cost for this?
Isn't going to cost anything. Actually, the community center helps put it on. No cost. It's free. The big thing that we need is we need a good night. We need a good sunny night. But if it does happen to rain, we will be here at the community center inside.
DLCC Fieldhouse, backup rain location, that's great. Some of the things you get, you always kind of make sure the kids leave with a little bit of something to remember the camp. What do you have this year for them? All
the kids, the first 150 kids to each station or to each group are going to get a t-shirt. We have another giveaway that I don't want to give it away right now, but we have something really cool. I have a couple things that are really cool that the kids are going to get this year. So come on out. Remember, it's for boys and girls. I encourage all girls to show up. There's nothing that the girls can't do. In fact, I think it was last year or the year before, some of the girls were the best athletes at my camp. So it's for boys and girls. If you've got an old 4-year-old or a 4-year-old who can maneuver these drills, bring them out. We're not checking IDs or anything. It's a fun night. We're emphasizing the football drills, sportsmanship, and nutrition, healthy eating.
You bet. So once again, that's free. No sign up in advance is needed. You just show up. 5 to 9-year-olds from 4 to 6 p.m.
Yep.
10 to 13-year-olds from 6 to 8 p.m. And that is Wednesday, July 29th. High school football field right here in Detroit Lakes. Or rain location, DLCC Fieldhouse, correct?
I don't know what else I could say. That pretty much wraps it up.
All right. Well, thanks again, Phil, for joining us.